YouTube, back on another video. We constantly talk about running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever platform. But today I want to talk about how to get high intent leads organically without using any paid advertising platforms, and some of the tips and tricks that I've been leveraging to help ensure that not only my clients are successful, but I leverage these same tactics as well. So as always, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Let's hop right into it. Cool, so let's hop into this video, y'all. Make it brief, but I want to kind of touch on a few different points. So on this channel, we always talk about generating high intent leads through predominantly Facebook and Instagram ads, Meta. And the reason why we do that is because it's like a slot machine once you understand or figure out who to work with, or you figure out how to do it yourself. Now, today I want to talk about a strategy for those individuals who are either kind of maxed out on spending or looking to bring in new agents that want to learn how to generate leads organically, not have to work their friends and family, okay? And understand that this strategy really only works if you have the mindset to do it. I don't get on this channel to try to tell you guys fluffy stuff. I get on this channel to tell you all the real. And one of the things I'm going to keep it real with you is you have to work. Okay. So regardless of whatever I'm about to go through today, understand that your mindset has to change. If your mindset has not changed, you're not going to be successful. I don't care if you generate fresh leads, if you're buying aged leads, if you're doing the strategy we're going over today, right? You need to change your mindset, change your environment, change your mindset. If you have an upline or a group that doesn't get on Zoom, or they're not around, they're not challenging you, then you are not in the right environment. And because you're not in the right environment, you're not going to get the right outcomes or goals that you are looking for. So my job on this channel is to be able to educate you on different methods that you can leverage for yourself for high intent leads. So let's hop into it. All right. Understand that we'll still be using Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We'll be using paid advertising platforms for this method, right? I call this the rule of 100. It's really simple. I learned it from my mentor. I know Alex Ramonji has talked about it. The way that he goes about it is a little bit differently. But what I want you to do is you're going to be sending out 100 direct messages per day, and you're going to be using different platforms. Some platforms allow you to send more than others. Some allow you to send 50 DMs, 25 DMs, 100 DMs. Some can block your profile. So, start small, kind of work your way up, maybe do 20 on each platform, see kind of where they flag you. And then from there, develop an SOP, right? So my team sends out anywhere from 50 to 100 DMs 3 times a week. And then we also do the same on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And I think LinkedIn is like 15 you could do per day. And Facebook, I think, is like 35, right? So understand and know the limits. They constantly change. Make sure that you use ChatGPT or Google to figure out, kind of what their thresholds are. But the key here is going to be that you understand exactly how to reach out to people. Now, when you're going to reach out to people, we're not going to be cheesy. Okay. So there's a few things. You want to have what are called touch points. Okay. So when you're reaching out to a cold prospect, right, you're getting a high intent free lead. You want to do what's called touch points, meaning that you want them to see you as many times as possible. Okay. I like using the rule of 3, right? So I'm going to do a like, right? So they're going to see me in their likes. I'm going to do a comment, right? And then I'm also going to do their story. Okay, so I'm gonna respond to all 3. If I like their story, I'm gonna comment on their story. I'm gonna comment on their page. I'm gonna like their page. I'm not gonna follow them though. I'm not gonna follow them. It's a key, okay? And there's a reason and method behind this madness. You want them to just acknowledge you. We're not trying to say every single person we DM is supposed to be a sale. That's the exact opposite. We're playing the law of average game here, which essentially is how many opportunities does it take for me to get my desired outcome? Once I figure out what that number is, I just double, triple, quadruple down on it. So for me, right, if I do 100 DMs, I get about 4 to 8 people to consistently respond. And then from that, I could book 1 to 2 meetings, and I can typically close out about 50%. So if you start figuring out what your numbers are, you can then scale, then reinvest your money, whether you want to go into paid ads or keep doing this strategy. And you can also hire virtual assistants to do it. So let's walk through what that looks like. So pick a platform, right? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever platform that you want to use. I suggest picking a platform where you have the most engagement, the most likes, the most comments, the most followers. Start there. And you are going to hashtag whatever list you're going after. So if you're a life insurance agent, honestly, you can reach out to anybody. So you don't even need to be niched up, which is amazing because you could just work with anybody. You can start with your friends, right? Now think about how you want to approach if you're going to do general life insurance. Now, my suggestion would be you focus on something like whole life, the infinite banking strategy, index universal life, right? For tax-free retirement options, because it allows you to talk to people from all age demographics, from younger to older, right? And it opens up a wider range. If you're only doing final expense, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because you're gonna have to target people that you know or target older individuals, which can still work. If you're doing mortgage protection, you can go to more like country clubs. It's essentially the same thing, but you have to make sure that they have a home, because otherwise every person you direct message that does not have a home, you're just kind of wasting your breath. If you do something like leveraging it for retirement, everybody wants to retire, has some idea of retiring, or wants to put something towards retirement. They're trying to, we're all working to eventually not have to work, hopefully, in some sort of way, shape, or form, or maybe not have to work, but not to have more freedom, should I say. So with this strategy, if you go with the whole life, infinite banking, or IUL idea, you can really reach out to anybody. So you go through your list, say you go to Instagram, you're gonna pick 50 people. Okay, well, we're actually gonna pick 100 people, I'm sorry. You're gonna find those 100 people, you're gonna add that 100 people to Google Docs. From there, once you have that, you're gonna copy and paste their URL. You're then gonna click their URL and have it pop up. You're gonna like, you're gonna comment something thoughtful, okay? It's gonna take time, so you have to be intentional. Go to their page, right? Go to one of their Instagram posts, look at their post, read it, comment on it, something that has to do with the post, right? And then you're gonna like their story if they have a story, and you're gonna comment on their story. So 4 touch points. And then you're going to send a DM. Now the DM does not need to be cheesy. It could be something simple along the lines of like, hey Trey, hope all has been well. Just reaching out quickly. What retirement options have you been looking at, right? Because I'm currently a life insurance agent, and we help individuals plan for retirement by leveraging life insurance as a tax-free asset that they can use, or however you want to verbalize it, right? It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but come from that angle. And then always follow up with like, hey man, no stress if you don't want to get started, no worries, right? And then they don't have to fill it out if they don't want to. So that's always the best approach that I suggest that you go with, and you just send it, right? And you sit back, you have no attachment to it. And you do that, you work, you send your 100, send your 100. Send 100 the first day, wait a day, send another 100, because once again, you can't send 100 every day or they are going to block your account, and you don't want that to happen. I've had it happen to mine. You don't want that to happen. You're gonna send your 100. What you're gonna notice is people are gonna start responding. Now you're gonna pay attention to who responds. Now the first 100 I would send. The second day I would wait to see what the response is. And when I go back to the third day, which would be if you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then on Wednesday, I would analyze who responded, who didn't. Now maybe change up the message, change up the intro, maybe change up the comments, change up the pattern of what you're doing things, right? Maybe like a few more pictures, then comment, or maybe don't like you got to figure out what works for you and your pace. Now, as well as you doing this, whatever platform you're posting on or you're doing this on, you should be on that platform. Don't just be null and void and not have any content for them to consume. Don't have a blank page, right? Don't do it from some business account. Do it from your personal account, right? Make sure that you're actually posting on your story. This won't work if you're not willing to do that. If you're on Facebook, make sure you're actively on Facebook, right? You can do this also in Facebook groups. And it's not necessarily, it's soliciting in a way, but it's not, only because they may be like, hey, I already have options, I'm good, or I don't want to talk to anybody. They're like, hey, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Then from there, you get them on a call and you do your thing and close them, right? And this is the simplest strategy that you could do to get high intent leads. And what you'll notice is these will be the best leads that you have ever had, because number one, they didn't know who you were. They responded to your DM. You had a very brief conversation. You made the call to action, say, hey, let's book a quick call. I'm not going to go over what to say in the DM, because you should understand how to DM people to get them on a call, right? It's just simple, like, hey, cool, blah, blah, blah. You're in this retirement. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, perfect. Just get to the point. You don't need to waste time and try to butter them up. People are tired of that, right? They just want to know what's going on. So, hey, yo, I'm looking forward to setting up a call with you to go through what this could possibly look like. Would you rather do a phone call or a Zoom call? Zoom call, perfect. Send me your email. Phone call, perfect. Send me your phone number. Boom, book the appointment, have them on the calendar. They're going to show up. Be like, hey, did you get a chance to look at my page, whatever, and then do your thing and try to close them, or just try to help them out or give them some advice, and then work referrals, right? And that's going to be the most effective way for you to start getting leads, like super fast, right? Super fast, super high intent, and organic and free, right? And it's scalable. Once you do that and you close a few deals, right? And if you actually do it, right, it means you should be sending about 3 to 4 blasts of 100 messages a week. That's about 300 to 400 messages a week. Even if your response rate is at 10%, right? That's like 30 responses. And if your close rate or your booked appointment rate of the 30 responses is, let's say 10%, right? That's 3 people. And then if your close rate is, hopefully like 50, 60%, the people you sit down with, that could be potentially 1 policy a week. And if you're doing this right and you're doing an IUL or a whole life plan, you could be bringing in some good money. You do that for a month or 2, you can invest and then start hiring a virtual assistant to do it. Now your VA's doing it. You're getting that leverage point down, right? And then you start just scaling. That's the same thing I did with my business. So as always, I hope this helped. Just a quick little insight. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.